So, good evening, Lamai. Can you guys hear me? Please put as a text message that whether you can hear me or not. You can put it in the, so you can directly send it to Chandima Prabhath. The name you can see in the in participant list as a co-host. So you can send the message to that number and you can ask questions through direct messages to that number. Okay, fine. I got the answers. Nice. So you can hear. Let me welcome you to the session on advanced financial accounting and costing, supported by JMC vLearning. They organized this session and now we are going to implement the plan which was initiated by JMC vLearning team. So Lamai, now you are here to learn or to get a guidance or to get a support on advanced financial accounting and costing subject, which is coming under level 2 of your AAT journey. So when you get started AAT journey, you have completed now the first level of AAT. Within the first level, under financial accounting pillar, you have learned financial accounting subject. There you have learned the basics of financial accounting, which is quite similar to what you learned in your O levels. If you have done commerce in your O levels, then it will be quite similar. But Lamai, when you are gradually getting older, when you are gradually starting your A levels at the school, you need to learn some more concepts relating to what? You need to learn some more concepts. You need to learn other accounting related matters in your A-level journey as well as in your AAT journey. So Lamai, when it comes to AAT level 2, it is not like AAT level 1, it is quite advanced. The name itself says it, no? Advanced financial accounting. And not only the financial accounting, you have another part called costing. You have another part called costing. Now, through this session, let's go through some important aspects and I will discuss some model questions with you. These are not questions prepared by myself. I'm not going to get that, the credit for preparing the question. These are not model questions actually. These are stolen from past papers. Why I have stolen these questions from the past papers, I will tell you in a little while. Okay. Now all set to start our session. Before that, please make sure that you get ready with a paper or a book and your pencil open. You need to write, you need to take down, you need to pay your good attention towards me. Towards whom? Towards me. Hope you are ready. Are you ready, Lamai? Just put a message. Are you ready? Tell me. Let's do this as an interactive session. Tell me, are you ready? Good. I received answers. Fine. Okay, Lamai. So this is our session outline. First of all, let's look at the paper structure. Okay. First, let's look at the paper structure. Then let's do some model and past paper questions. And then finally, I will give you some time to clarify your doubts. I know since we have only 3 weeks for your examination, you are having many doubts. Now you are learning. Now you have practiced the past paper questions. So you have doubts. I will give you some time to clear your doubts and I will provide answers for your questions that you are raising. Okay. That's how we are going to continue this session, Lamai. Okay. Now exam is nearby. You have how many weeks? You have 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks. Why? The examination will start on March 18th or 19th, I guess. 19th. Yeah, 19th and 20th. So not 18th. So you have just 3 weeks. You have just 3 weeks. Okay. 3 weeks. Fine. So by now, you should be able to answer the entire question paper. Now, just as you see in the screen, I'm asking the same question. Are you ready? Okay. I'm pointing out. Are you ready? Are you ready? I know some of you may have studied well, practiced the questions well. Now you are thorough. ඕන එකක් දෙන්න මම දැන් ලියන්නම් වගේ ඉන්න කට්ටියත් එනවා. Along that, I know there are some students who are still struggling to catch the theoretical areas. Those who are still not started to learn for the examination, to practice for the examination. You may have learned, but you are not ready to practice for the examination. Okay. Therefore, Lamai, if you have not practiced for your examination, I am sure that you are fear. You are fear to the exam. මෙහෙම ඉන්නේ ඇස් දෙක වහගෙන මට මේ එක්සෑම් එක කරන්න බෑ කියන තැන ඉන්නේ. මට හිතුනොත් මම ලියන්නේ නැහැ. ඇඩ්මිෂන් එක ආවට කමක් නැහැ මම ලියන්නේ නැහැ කියන තැන ඉන්නවා. එහෙම එපා. You do not need to do that. You can still practice for the examination and you can still score a good mark at the examination. Yes, I can see some of you have said that not yet started. No worries, Lamai, no worries. Still you have time. Still you have time. If you do manage this time well, then you can get a good grade. You can get a good grade. Fine. So first of all, Lamai, let's go through the session outline. Sorry, not the session outline, syllabus outline. Okay. So you know AAT level 2 AFC subject contains two parts: advanced financial accounting and the costing part. Okay, advanced financial accounting and the costing part, where advanced financial accounting part carries 70% of the syllabus and the costing part carries 30% of the syllabus. Okay, this is how our syllabus outline is. Okay, so is this how the examiner tests at your examination? Yes, you may receive questions approximately 60 to 70 marks from financial accounting part, and the balance will be from cost accounting or costing part. I just put costing. It should be cost accounting. No worries. Fine. These are the topics relating to financial accounting, Lamai. Under financial accounting part, you need to learn the adjustments for financial statements, then financial statements of a limited liability company, here limited liability company, and then financial statements of a partnership, here partnership, and then incomplete records plus NGO, non-governmental or non-profit organizations. So these two lessons are quite combined. These two lessons are quite combined. Okay. And after learning this financial accounting part, which carries 70%, you need to go ahead with costing part. So the costing part will carry approximately 30 to 40%. It considers or it contains introduction, then accounting for material, labor, overhead, then costing methods, finally the accounting. So integrated and non-integrated accounting. So I guess you have completed learning all this stuff. Okay. Fine. This is the paper structure, Lamai. You have three parts, my dears. You have three parts: part A, part B, and part C. So you will get 25 marks for your part A, and it will contain 5 MCQs and 5 questions to write short answers. Clear? Then for part B, you will get 50 marks and you will have to answer for 5 questions, my dears. Not 1 or not 2 or not 3. You have to answer 5 questions. You need to do 5 calculations, Lamai. 5 calculations. Then I move into part C, where you get 25 marks for 1 question. You will get 25 marks for just 1 question. This question is from financial statements for a limited liability company. That's the topic that you get 25 marks. 25 marks. Okay. Hope you are clear. Hope you are clear. This is the paper structure, Lamai. No need to know the paper structure, but if you have just a draft understanding on the paper structure, then you know this is how that I am going to be fired. What a වෙඩි තියන්නේ එක්සැමින මෙන්න මේ විදිහට කියලා ඔයාලට චූටි හරි අදහසක් තියෙනවා. ඒකයි මම මේ paper structure එක පොඩ්ඩක් කිව්වේ. Hope you are clear. Okay? Fine. And now since we are moving towards the model question discussion, ask your friends to join. So we are not charging a single rupee, no, just a matter of joining or just a matter of clicking the link and joining through the Zoom. Therefore, share the link with your friends and ask them to join. They will gain something, and at the examination date, they will thank you. They will thank you. Okay, fine. Now let's move on to the model questions. We have shared a PDF relating this or containing these model questions to you through our chat groups. I hope that you have got that. If not, please let us know. We will share it again through the WhatsApp group. Okay. Therefore, we are going to start this model question discussion. I will discuss 10 MCQ type questions with you, which I guess that the examiner will test in this examination. Okay. There will be 10 MCQs. Finally, since this is limited to 2 hours, I will be touching the 25 marked question, which is for financial statements for a limited liability company. I will discuss one question which is quite similar to a past paper. I have extracted from a past paper and I have added 1 to 2 new adjustment to the same question. Okay. So I will discuss then overall 25 mark one question plus 10 MCQs. Usually that 10 MCQs or 10 short type questions will give you 30 marks. So 30 plus 25 means I will be discussing approximately to earn 55 marks at your examination. Within 2 hours, you will learn or you will be able to gather how many marks? 55 marks, my dears, 55 marks. Therefore, ask your friends to join. Listen carefully. Take a paper. You need to write the answers. You need to send the answers to me through the chat. You need to send, okay? You need to send the answers for me through the chat. I will be looking them. I will be correcting if you are wrong. And if you have any doubt, you can just put a message to me as a direct message. Then I will answer. Okay? You will get answers only for the questions that you put for my inbox. Okay? That means to the account that named Chandima Prabhath. Okay? So if you put to that one, then you will get the doubts clarified from me. Okay. Now you may thinking who this guy is. Who the hell this guy is telling that he will teach 55 marks within 2 hours? Can he teach? He seems to look quite younger. Sometimes there can be doubts. Therefore, let me take 2 minutes and clarify your doubts on me, and I will tell you who I am before starting the model question discussion. Now, my name, you can see here, my name is Chandima Prabhath. So, like in grade 1, I am telling my name is Chandima Prabhath. I am from this, I am from this, I am doing this. My favorite thing is doing this. No. I am not going to do that. I will tell a small introduction on me. So, name is Chandima Prabhath. Now, currently, I am working as an auditor in Ernst & Young, Sri Lanka, one of the big 4 audit firms. And while working as an auditor, I am an undergraduate in the University of Sri Jayasekara, the dream in university of all A-level commerce students. Their dream is to enter into University of Sri Jayasekara. So now currently I am a 3rd year undergraduate of University of Sri Jayasekara, Department of Accounting. I entered to that university by being 27th in A-levels all over the island, and I was able to become the first in my district in 2019 A-level under the new syllabus, which you are also sitting for your A-levels. While doing this all the stuff, academic related stuff, I did AAT and I was able to obtain 4 prizes in the AT final examination, 3 subject prizes and a merit prize. Not only that, I started doing CMA examinations, one of the management related qualifications in Sri Lanka. There I was able to become the island first or the first in order of merit prize winner in the strategic level, which is the final level of the examination. And then I started teaching. I have lectured now for 2 years. I started in 2021. Now this is my 3rd year of lecturing. Within these 2 years, I have lectured for 81 financial accounting, 82 advanced financial accounting and costing, 80 final financial accounting and reporting, which you will learn in 83 stage. So the accounting pillar in all 3 levels I have lectured, and I was able to guide, or else I was able to make 3 prize winners from all 3 levels. So I was able to what I can say, I was able to make the first in order of the financial accounting subject prize winner for 81, 82 and 83. All the 3 levels I was able to produce. That means you do not need to keep a doubt on me, because I have proven it with the results. Therefore, this is a small introduction on me. I just took 2 minutes to explain it, and then now let's directly go on to the technical stuff, because the time is limited. Within the limited time, we will do the entire model paper. Okay, I guess you are ready. Okay, fine. These are the examination guidelines, Lamai. Here I have put a screenshot of the actual paper. You will receive 15 minutes read-in time. You will receive 15 minutes of read-in time. Okay, and to write the answers, you will get 3 hours. That means 180 minutes. 180 minutes. So you will get, or you need to write the answers for 100 marks within 180 minutes. Within 180 minutes. Therefore, Lamai, for 1 mark, you will get 1 minute and 80 seconds. You will get 1 minute and 80 seconds. Therefore, you need to manage your time as well. You need to manage your time as well. So you need to answer all questions, my dears. You need to answer all questions, and you can get, or you can take non-programmable calculators to the examination. And most important thing, what are you going to do in this 15 minutes? Are you going to read the entire paper in the 15 minutes? No, no need. Why? That time need to be utilized to read the entire paper and select the questions that you are answering if you have choices. If the examiner asks you to choose 5 out of 6 questions and then answer, then within these 15 minutes, you need to choose what the question that you are going to choose, or what are the questions that you are going to choose. But here, there are no any choices given for you. You need to answer all the questions. You need to answer all the questions. Therefore, you can utilize these 15 minutes to select answers. Select answers. You can do the MCQ paper or the part A. Okay, part A, which carries 25 marks within these 15 minutes. If you do so, then you can easily score at the part B and part C within 3 hours of time. So you can save time. You can save time. Okay, that's all about the guidelines. Nothing to do with that. Anyway, we need to complete the session now. Let's go ahead with the first question. You need to write the answers, my dears. Okay, you need to send me the answers to chat. Okay, question number 1. You can see the following information was extracted from ABC Private Limited on rent of several buildings. So you can see a table, name of the account, water bills paid in advance as at 31st March 2023 here, and as at 31st March 2022. Both the figures are given to you. Okay, that means here this is the year beginning. Here, this is the year beginning. This is the year end. This is the year end. Okay, okay. So water bills paid in advance at the year beginning, you had 120,000. By the year end, it has reduced to 50,000. Water bills payable at the year beginning 110,000, it has reduced to 35,000. Then during the year 31st March 2022, the company paid 900,000 as rent. Company paid 900,000 as rent. Then based on the above information, you are required to calculate the rent expense. You are required to calculate the rent expense. Okay, now first of all, you need to have an understanding on the difference between rent paid and rent expense. Difference between rent paid and rent expense. You have learned. Okay, I will answer the questions. Okay, you have sent me the questions. I will answer them later. Okay. So First, let's identify the paid and expense, difference between this paid and expense. You have learned the cash basis of accounting and the accrual basis of accounting, my dears. So under cash basis, when we are recognizing an expense, we recognize only the amount that we paid in cash. Salli වලින් ගෙවපු ටික විතරයි අපි cash basis එකේදී කතා කරන්නේ. So here, this is paid means cash basis. This is cash basis. And expense means irrespective of cash payment, we need to consider the amount relating to the period. සල්ලි වලින් ගෙවපු ගාන වැඩක් නැහැ. අපි සල්ලි වලින් ගෙවලා තිබ්බත් නැතත් අපි බලන්න ඕන ඒ period එකට relevant ටික විතරයි. We need to consider only the expense relating to the period. We don't think whether we have paid or not. It's none of our business. None of our business. Okay. So this is on accrual basis, my dears. This is on accrual basis. Okay. This is on accrual basis. Now, to convert, here you have given the cash paid 900,000. You are asked to calculate the expense. Now you are need to convert the cash basis rent expense 900 into the expense that you are going to recognize in the profit or loss statement under accrual basis. Under accrual basis. Okay. So to do this calculation, my dears, do this calculation, you can use a T account here. You can use a T account, and I will teach you another simple method also. If you have completed or if you have taken the answer, put it in the chat so I can check whether your answers are correct or wrong. Okay. Now others, please listen. So we can use a rent account. We can use a rent account to get the answer. Get the answer. Now, first of all, we need to put the opening balances. Opening balances. Okay. Water bills paid in advance. Expenses paid in advance. That means, my dears, prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses. You know, prepaid expenses are assets to us. It's an asset to us. So, in an asset account, on which side usually the balance contains? Balance එක තියෙන්නේ මොන side එකේද asset වල? බලන්න answer එක දෙන්න. Assets වල debit side එකේ. Very good. Assets වල debit side එකේ. Therefore, I am putting this opening balance 120 here. 120 on the debit side. I just put OB, that means to show the opening balance. And then you can see we have a water bills payable amount of 110. You know it's a liability, therefore on credit side. On credit side 110. Fine. Now I need to put the closing balance here. Closing balance, water bills payable 50. Okay, water bills payable 50. Sorry, water bills paid in advance 50. Now the closing balance of prepaid expense is brought forward in debit side 50. Therefore, we need to carry down it here. We need to carry down it from the credit side. Value is 50. And then water bills payable. Payable brought forward balance will come in credit side. Therefore, I need to carry down it from debit side. From debit side. Okay, fine. Then I need to record the cash payment. When we pay rent in cash, credit cash, debit to rent expense. Here, credit cash, debit to rent expense. Fine. Now you need to get the answer. How you are going to get the answer, my dears? Here, if you tally this account, you will get a balancing figure to this square. To this square. Then you can get the answer. Then you can get the answer. Okay. Fine. Let's do the calculation. Let's do the calculation. So you can see the debit side balance is higher. The debit side balance is higher. 120, 900 plus 35. So 1055. 1055. So I will put the same figure here. If I do arithmetical errors when I am calculating, please put in the chat. මටත් වරදින්න පුළුවන් calculations කරද්දී එහෙම වැරදෙනවා නම් chat එකට දාන්න ළමයි. හරිද? So from this 1055, I need to remove 160. So I will get 895. 895. This is the expense. This is the expense. So as you all said, the answer is 895. The answer is 895. Very good, my dears. You have done a good job. I'm so happy. Well done. Okay. 895. So I will answer for a question. Answer question. They have asked, my dears, sir, for MCQs, should we do workings? You can do the workings, but no need to show the workings. Okay, you do not need to show the working because you have given an answer here. Me answer ke ekane. එක කියලා තමයි ඔයා ලියන්න ඕන. question number එක ලිව්වා, answer එකේ number එක ලිව්වා. හරිද? ඒ නිසා working එක තිබ්බේ නැතුණාට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ for the MCQs. But there are some questions to write short answers, not MCQs. answer එක දීලා නැති ඒවා තියෙනවා, calculate කරන්න වගේ කියලා තියෙන දේවල්. ඒ වගේ working එක පෙන්වන්න ළමයි. මොකද ඔයාට බැරි වෙලා හරි. In case if your arithmetical calculation is wrong but the figures you have put is correct, you will get the marks. You will get the marks. Okay. Hope I have answered your questions. I have answered your question. So if you have any doubts to clarify, just put a message. Okay. Now let's move on to our second questions. Let's move on to our second question. Fine. Sunil Limited is a value added tax VAT registered company. The following information was extracted from the books of the company for the quarter ended 31st March 2023. So this is extracted from the books of the company for the quarter ended. Lamai, quarter hegana masa kiyada? How many months are there for a quarter? Tell me. How many months are there for a quarter? 3 or 4? 3 or 4? Tell me. Yeah, very good. 3. Yes, it's 3, Lamai. Good. Let's see. Let's see what's the requirement. You are required here, based on the above information, calculate the VAT credit balance as at 31st March 2023. You are required to calculate the VAT credit balance. Okay. Applicable VAT rate is given as 8%. Lamai, now it's 15% anyway. So do not consider the actual rate prevailing in the country. Use the rate that given by the examiner. දැනට තියෙන 115, but මේකේ දීලා තියෙන 8යි කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා නම් 8යි කියලා හදන්න. ඔයාලා ඇත්තටම තියෙන rate එක ගන්න යන්න එපා. තේරුණා නේද? Okay. So applicable VAT rate is 8%. Now to do this calculation, okay? To do this calculation, we have given sales figure, sales inclusive of VAT. Sales including VAT, and then purchases supported with invoices exclusive of VAT. That means purchases are given without VAT. VAT figure ek okaste ne. VAT amount is not included in the purchases figure 1900. Then sales return exclusive of VAT. Here also the VAT figure is not included. Then finally, credit balance of VAT control account as at 1st March 2023. VAT control account එකේ 1st March 2023 වලට තිබ්බ credit balance එක opening balance එකයි මේ කියන්නේ. Fine. So I guess you know something about VAT, and then let's learn a few theoretical parts. Okay, let's learn some few theoretical parts before completing the session or before completing the question. Now I will just recall your memory, Lamai. Here, sorry. Here, this is ABC company. This is ABC company. This is Inland Revenue Department. This is Inland Revenue Department. These are the customers. Okay, these are the customers, and this is XYZ, a supplier. XYZ, a supplier of ABC. Assume this ABC is VAT registered. ABC is VAT registered. Okay. Now, since ABC is VAT registered, he acts as an agent of Inland Revenue Department. How? Okay. Usually, value added tax is an indirect tax where the final consumers will have to pay that tax to IRD. Usually, this should happen here. Usually, the consumers or the customers need to directly pay the VAT to Inland Revenue Department. But since it is not practical, my dears, since it is not practical, okay, since it is not practical, Inland Revenue Department make some agents, the VAT registered companies as agents, and then they ask to collect here. They are Inland Revenue Department asked to collect. Sorry. Inland Revenue Department asked to collect VAT on sales to the sales made to the final consumers. This VAT on sales is identified here. VAT on sales is identified as the output tax. This is as output tax. This output tax is a liability of the company to the Inland Revenue Department. This is a liability of the company to the Inland Revenue Department. Okay. And then when ABC make purchases here, when ABC make purchases, this ABC need to pay VAT to the suppliers. When ABC make purchases from VAT registered suppliers, this ABC need to pay VAT, okay? They need to pay VAT on purchases here. Pay VAT on purchases. This is identified as input VAT. This is identified as input VAT. This input VAT is an asset to the business. This is an asset to the business. Okay. Fine. Sometimes, Lamai, the VAT registered agent here, ABC company may pay VATs to the IRD in cash. මේ එකතු කරගත්තුව සමහර ඒවා IRD එකට මෙයා සල්ලි වලින් ගෙවනවා. Okay, now you identified several things. So how to calculate the closing VAT balance? So you need to identify the opening liability. You need to identify the opening liability. Okay. This opening liability will be increased by the output VAT. This will be increased by the output VAT. And then this will be reduced by the input VAT. This will be reduced by the input VAT. Okay. And if the company, the VAT registered company has made payments, made VAT payments to the Inland Revenue Department, then it will also reduce the VAT liability. Then it will also reduce the VAT liability. So finally, you can arrive at the closing VAT liability. Closing VAT liability. Okay, closing VAT liability. So opening balance plus output VAT minus input VAT and VAT paid. So you can get the closing VAT liability. Just take a screenshot of this, my dears. If you want, you can take a screenshot. Okay. I have received an answer. If you have doubts, please tell me. If you have doubts, please tell me. Fine. Okay. Now we can do this calculation. We can do this calculation easily. Here, you are not asked to prepare the VAT control account. You are not asked to prepare the VAT control account. Therefore, either you can use VAT control account or else you can use the simple method I told you. So I will teach you to do the calculation in both the ways. Okay. Fine. Oh, sorry. Here. VAT control account. You need to prepare VAT control account or my simple method. Now you have the opening balance here, opening balance VAT credit balance. How much? 20. Here in rupees 1000 is 20. So since it is a liability, I will put it in the credit side, opening balance 20. Okay. Then sales inclusive of VAT lamai. මේ 3888 ඇතුලේ VAT 100%ක් තියෙනවා. VAT 100%ක් තියෙනවා. Therefore, how can I calculate the VAT figure? So I will get 3888 divided by 108 multiplied by 8. Why? If 100 is the sales figure exclusive of VAT, we have added 80% of VAT. Therefore, 100 plus 8 equals to 108. Then that 108 will be the inclusive of VAT figure. Therefore, you need to divide 3888 by 108, then multiply by 8. So you can get an answer. Let's see. Tundas atasiasu ata bedanna bedanna 108 වැඩි කරන්න 8. So 288 VAT on sales. Fine. 288 VAT on sales. So you know VAT on sales is the output VAT. Output VAT will increase your here output VAT or else VAT on sales. VAT on sales will increase your liability 288. Then purchases supported with tax invoices. Purchases supported with tax invoices. So it is exclusive of VAT. It is exclusive of VAT lamai. ඒ කියන්නේ VAT එක නෑ. එහෙනම් VAT on sales කොහොමද ගන්නෙ? Sorry, VAT on purchases අපි කොහොමද ගන්නෙ? So I can take VAT on purchases how? 1900 into 8%. 1900 into 8%. Take the figure. 1900 into 8%. It is 152. It is 152. Fine. So here 152. VAT on purchases. VAT on purchases 152. It will reduce our VAT liability. It will reduce our VAT liability. Fine. So can you explain again on which part? Tell me the part that I need to explain again. I will explain. Then sales return. Lamai. When we make sales, we collect VAT from our customers. Therefore, the liability of VAT figure that we need to pay to the Inland Revenue Department will increase. That's why the VAT on sales figure was credited to the VAT control account as an increase in the liability. Now, when the sales are returned, okay, we need to reverse the what? We need to reverse the VAT liability that we identified on behalf of the sale. Okay. If the sale is reversed, then the VAT liability that we recognized on behalf of that sales also need to be reversed, my dears. Therefore, this sales return or the VAT on sales return will reduce the VAT liability. Therefore, here, since it is exclusive of VAT, I need to calculate 8% out of that. So 50 into 8%. So it is 4. It is 4. Since the sales is reversed, I need to reverse the VAT liability recognized on behalf of that. The amount is 4. Here 4. This is VAT on sales returns. VAT on sales returns. මෙන්න මේ 288න් 4ක් අයින් කරන්න ඕන. 288න් 4ක් මම අයින් කරන්න ඕන. Okay? Fine. Then, do we have made any payments? Do we have made any payments? No, no payments. Therefore, all the information I have added, now I can tally the account. I can tally the account here 8, here 3. 308 here, 308. So from 308, I need to reduce 156. So you will get an answer 152. This is the carried down balance. This is the brought forward balance. Or this is the answer for your question. 152. 152. Okay. Very good. 152. 152. This is the answer. This is the answer. So you can get the same thing in my shortcut method. Opening balance 20. So I need to add the output VAT 288. Then I need to reduce the VAT on purchases or input VAT 152. Then I need to reduce VAT on sales return 4. Simply I can get 152. Simply I can get 152. So both the methods are correct, my dears. Both the methods are correct. Okay. Fine. Now I have got a question. How did we get 288? Fine. Here. I will explain it. Lamai. So VAT exclusive figure plus VAT will equal to VAT inclusive figure. Okay. VAT exclusive, VAT නැති ගානට VAT එක එකතු කරාම එනවා VAT සහිත ගාන. Okay. So if we assume VAT exclusive figure is 100 and the VAT is 8, okay. මෙන්න මේ 100ට 8ක් කියලා හිතන්නකෝ VAT එක. එතකොට VAT exclusive figure එක 100, VAT එක 8, therefore VAT inclusive figure will be 108. Therefore when the VAT inclusive figure is given, we need to divide the VAT inclusive figure by 108 and then multiply the figure relating to VAT. It is 8. So divide by 108 and multiply it by multiply it by just 8. That's what I have did here. 3888, it's inclusive. Inclusive divided by 108, multiplied by 8. So I have got 288. Clear? Since we need to go towards the other questions, tell me. Good, fine. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Question number 3. X and Y were in a partnership, sharing a profit or losses in the ratio of 2:1, respectively. On 31st March 2023, Z joined the partnership and the new profit and losses sharing ratio among XYZ is 3:1, respectively. Based on the above information, calculate the sacrificing ratio. Lamai, calculate the sacrificing ratio. Why? Why there is a sacrifice? Why there is a sacrifice? Here, earlier in the partnership, there were only two partners. There were only two partners, X, Y. Okay. Now there are three partners, X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z. So now there are three partners. Now you can see, when there were two partners, they got a higher portion here. They got a higher portion than when there are three partners. Why? The profit here will be distributed among only two people. But when it comes to in this situation, when there are three partners, the total profit will be distributed among all the three partners. Therefore, when a new partner joins to a partnership, the existing partners will have to sacrifice their share of profit. They need to sacrifice their share of profit. Therefore, Lamai, when new partners are including or when new partners are coming to the partnership, we need to calculate the sacrificing ratio. So, Lamai, here in the old partnership, X and Y distributed or they divided the share, X got 2, Y got 1. That means 3 over 2 got by X, 3 over 1 got by Y. But when Z came, now the new profit sharing ratio is 3, 2 and 1. So here out of total, here the total is 6. Out of 6, 3 is taken by X. Out of 6, 2 is taken by Y. Out of 6, 1 portion is taken by Z. That's how the share is, or the profit is distributed. That's how the profit is distributed. Okay. Earlier the total is 3. Out of that, 2 was by X, 1 was by Y. That's how they got. Now, Lamai, in this type of a situation, we can name this profit sharing ratio after the new entrant. Okay. This we can identify as the new profit sharing ratio, and this can be identified as the old profit sharing ratio. This is the new profit sharing ratio. This is the old profit sharing ratio. Now, Lamai, when I consider X and Y, tell me, in old profit sharing ratio or in new profit sharing ratio, this X and Y got a higher share of profit. May alut profit sharing ratio ekeda නැත්නම් පරණ profit sharing ratio ekeda X tai Y tai වැඩි profit share එකක් හම්බුනේ. Tell me. In old one or in new one? X and Y got higher profit? Tell me. Please put the answers. There are 45 odd participants in the participant list. So out of that, I am getting only 2 to 3. I need more. Okay, good. Old. Yes. Why am I? In old profit sharing ratio, the entire profit was divided among only 2 parties. Therefore, X and Y got a higher share of profit. Therefore, when you are calculating the sacrificing ratio, you need to divide or you need to deduct. Okay, you need to deduct the higher value, or else you need to deduct the lower value from the higher value. Here, you need to deduct the lower from higher. Lower from higher. Here, higher profit sharing ratio was what? Old one. Here, lower is new one. Therefore, to calculate the sacrificing ratio, you need to deduct new profit sharing ratio from old profit sharing ratio. You need to deduct new profit sharing ratio from the old profit sharing ratio. Okay. Now, let's see how we can do this. Fine. I will have to erase these parts. Okay. ඔයාලත් මගෙත් එක්කම හදන්න උත්තරේ හදලා ඉවරයි නම් දාන්න chat එකට. උත්තරේ හදලා ඉවරයි නම් දාන්න chat එකට ටක් ගාලා. හරි. දැන් අපි හදමු. So we need to divide, or not divide actually. We need to deduct new from old. Here I am taking old one here, X, Y, old XY, 2, 1, දෙකට එක අනුපාතයට යන්නේ. Then new one, I need to deduct the new one. Here Z entered now 3, 2, 1. Now 3, 2, 1. Okay. So if I get the total now, old profit sharing ratio total is 2 plus 1, 3. Here 3, 2, 1 means it's together 6. Okay. Now when the what I can say, when the denominator, okay, when the denominator is unequal, can we deduct? I'm not sure whether I use the correct term, denominator and numerator. I'm always mixing up that denominator and numerator thing. Komari The figure that is lower can be yatin තියෙන එක. මෙහෙම ලිව්වා මෙන්න මේ යටින් තියෙන එක. I am always mixing up. Okay. I am not sure whether it is denominator or numerator. සමහරවිට මට පැටලෙනවා. I guess it's denominator. Okay. So when the denominator is not equal, okay, when the denominator is not equal, can we deduct? No. When the denominator is not equal, we can't deduct. Therefore, we need to get a common denominator. Yeah, very good. My answer is correct. We need to get a common denominator. Here you can see, we can get 6 as the common denominator. Okay, we need to get 6 as the common denominator. Let's change the first one. Here, I will change this 3 into 6. 3 into 6. Therefore, to make 3 into 6, I need to multiply the entire fraction by 2. Okay, so 2 into 1 it is 2 and 2 into 2 is 4. Okay. Now I have converted the old fraction into the denominator 6. So I get 4 into 2. But we do not need to convert the new one. We do not need to convert the new one. Therefore, here I am deducting 1. Sorry, not here. I made a mistake. That one is relating to Z. May one again. May one again is Z, and then from y I need to deduct 2. Then from x I need to deduct 3. Now let's see how the sacrificing ratio is going to be interpreted. Okay, interpret karne vidhiya අපි දැන් බලමු. Now here earlier x got 4 portion. Okay, අපි නිකන් portion එකක් කියලා ගමු. Earlier x got 4, but now after entrance of Z, x get only 3. කලින් 4ක් හම්බුණා, දැන් හම්බෙන්නේ 3යි. That means his share is reduced. His share of profit is reduced by 1. His share of profit is reduced by 1. And when it comes to y, earlier y got 2 and now also y getting 2. Has y sacrificed anything? කලිනුත් දෙකක් හම්බුණා, දැනුත් දෙකක් හම්බෙනවා. Sacrifice වෙලාද? එයාගෙන් අඩු වෙලාද මොකද? Tell me. එයාගෙන් අඩු වෙලාද? නේ? කලිනුත් දෙකක් හම්බුණා, දැනුත් දෙකක් හම්බෙනවා. That means no any sacrifice. No any sacrifice. මෙයා sacrifice කරලා නැහැ. Okay. එහෙනම් බලන්න Z එකක් හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා. Z එකක් හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා. Here you can see what has happened now. What has happened? X has sacrificed 1 and given it to Z. X has sacrificed 1 and given it to Z. Therefore, if I get the sacrificing ratio among xy, here 1 to 0. Why? Y has not sacrificed anything, but x has sacrificed this one portion. Earlier he got 4, now he get only 3. Therefore, he has sacrificed one portion. Earlier y got 2, now also y get 2. Therefore, no any sacrifice. So what has happened? X has sacrificed one portion of profit and given it to Z. Given it to Z. So the answer is 1 into 0. 1 to 0. 1 to 0. Okay, there's a request to explain the gaining ratio. So I will explain how to calculate the gaining ratio, but I have not put a question from that. I will just explain how to do the calculation. Okay, hope you are clear. If you need, just you can take a screenshot. I will explain the theory behind gaining ratio also. Okay, fine. Now let's put a new slide here. Apelu slide එකක් දාගමු. Blank slide. Okay. So design. I will put a background color here. Done. Okay, fine. Hope you can see the screen. Fine. Now, the gaining ratio. The gaining ratio. So this is the old scenario. This is the new scenario. Fine. Now, Lamai, earlier we had the partnership of A, B, and C. Okay, but when after some time C got retired from the partnership. Now only A and B. Okay, why? C got retired. C got retired. Okay, hope you are clear. Fine. Then let's see how the thing goes on. If this is the total profit, in the old scenario, the total profit was divided among 3 partners. Total profit was divided among 3 partners. But now the total profit is divided only within A and B. Only within A and B. Why? Why? Earlier, as the profit was divided between A, B, and C, as now C is not there, this C's part here, may C ge profit share එක තියෙනවනේ. මෙන්න මේ C ge profit share එකත් මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? A ටයි B ටයි ගිහිල්ලා. Now, as the C partner is retired, his profit share is also now distributed among A and B. Therefore, A and B will get a higher share of profit after C retired. Why? They both are getting the share of profit of B, share of profit of C as well. C ge profit share එකත් හම්බෙන නිසා then A ටයි B ටයි වැඩි profit share එකක් හම්බෙනවා. Therefore, in the new situation, when one partner get retired, this new arrangement, the remaining partners will get a higher profit. The remaining partners will get a higher profit. Okay. But in the old situation, as the profit is distributed among 3 people, these A and B, the remaining partners, got a lower profit share. The remaining partners got a lower profit share in previous arrangement. Therefore, when calculating the gain-in ratio, gain-in ratio, you need to deduct the low from high. Low from high. The same principle applies. So now here, the higher portion is getting under new ratio. Therefore, I need to deduct the old profit share in ratio. I need to deduct the old profit share in ratio from new profit share in ratio. New profit share in ratio to calculate the gain ratio. Why? In a retirement arrangement, the existing or the remaining partners will get a higher profit in the new ratio basis. In the new ratio basis. So to calculate the gain ratio, my dears, I need to deduct old profit sharing ratio from new profit sharing ratio. The exact opposite of sacrificing ratio. Okay. Hope you are clear. Fine. Good. Okay. Now question number 4. The following information is extracted from Shown Private Limited. Shown Private Limited. Normal working hours per day is 8 hours. Basic rate of pay per hour is 300. Standard time allowed to produce 1 unit is 2.5 minutes. And the bonus, you are given a bonus. The laborer is given a bonus 80% of the time saved at basic rate. So you are required to calculate the earnings per day of a worker if he makes 252 units per day. If he makes 252 units per day. Fine. Okay. Now, you can see, Lamai, you can see this total earning in this question. Total earning comprises with 2 things. What? The basic payment. Okay. It comprises with the basic payment plus the bonus. Here a bonus is given. A bonus is given. Therefore, when you are calculating the total earning, you need to get the basic payment and you need to calculate the bonus. Getting basic payment is quite easy. Why? Just see. Normal working hours per day is 8 hours. Basic rate of pay per hour. වැඩ කරපු පැයකට රුපියල් 300ක් ගෙවනවා. Okay, වැඩ කරපු පැයකට රුපියල් 300ක් ගෙවනවා. And the standard time allowed to produce one unit. The standard time allowed to produce one unit is 2.5 minutes. Okay. Calculate the earning per day of a worker if he makes 252 units per day. Now, since the basic payment is made for on a labor hour basis, unit basis එකකින් නෙමෙයි වැඩ කරපු පැය ගානට ගෙවන්නේ. So here the laborer has produced 254 units within a day. A day means it has only 8 hours. Therefore, 8 hours into per hour rate 300. The basic payment is what? 8 hours into the hourly payment of 300. But not only that, okay, not only that, I need to incorporate the bonus element. So to incorporate the bonus element, we need to see how the bonus is given. They say bonus is given 80% of the time saved at basic rate. Now, you need to calculate whether the laborer has saved any time. That means whether the laborer has taken a lower time to produce 252 units than the amount or than the time permitted. Permitted time එකට වඩා actual time එක අඩුයි නම් time saved. තේරෙනවනේ? If the actual time is lower than the permitted time, then there is a saving. There is a saving. So we need to calculate, lamai. We need to calculate. Let's do the calculation. Let's do the calculation. Okay. Again, I will insert a new slide. Okay. Done. Fine. So I told you when the actual time is lower than the standard time, the time permitted, then there is a saving. Okay. So actual time, 8 hours. Actual time, 8 hours. Okay. Then here you need to calculate the time permitted or the standard time. Standard time එක හොයන්නේ කොහොමද ළමයි? බලන්න. Standard time allowed to produce one unit is 2.5 minutes. To produce one unit, they allow 2.5 minutes. Then to produce 252 units, how many minutes are allowed? 252 units into 2.5 minutes. එකකට 2.5 නම් 252කට කීයද කියලා බලන්න තියෙන්නේ. So time permitted කොහොමද හොයන්නේ? 252 units okay into 2.5 minutes. Then the answer will get in minutes. We need to convert this into hours. So to convert minutes into hours, I need to divide by 60. Now let's calculate the time permitted. So 252 units into 2.5 divided by 60. So the time permitted is 10.5 hours. The time permitted is 10.5 hours. Okay, lamai. Now you are allowed to consume 10.5 hours. Okay, 10.5 hours to produce 252 units. But you have taken only 8 hours. That means how many hours you have saved? You have saved 2.5 hours. Here, you have saved 2.5 hours. Now, what they say? Are they giving bonus to the entire number of hours they saved? No, they are giving bonus only for the 80% of the hours. So we have saved 2.5. They are giving bonus only for 80% out of this 2.5 at the basic rate of 300. At the basic rate of 300. Okay, so we can do the calculation now. 2.5 into 80%, 2.5 into 80% into 300 into 300 into 300, you will get 600 rupees. You will get 600 rupees. Okay, fine. Now here 600. Now the total payment is how much? 300 into 8 hours. 300 into 8 hours, 2,400 plus the 600, it is 3,000 rupees. It is 3,000 rupees. Okay, it is 3,000 rupees. Hope you are clear. Done the clear the lamai ban chat එකේ දාන්න clear ද කියලා 3,000 ආපු විදිහ. Okay, thumbs up දාලා දෙනවා කට්ටිය. Good. Working එක පෙන්නන්න කියලා දාලා දෙනවා. This is the working lamai. We need to take the actual time and the time permitted. Okay, good. Screenshot tag ගහගන්න. Screenshot tag ගහගන්න. Fine. Now let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 5. The following information was extracted from the books of accounts of XYZ Limited relating to product A. Annual demand 16,000 units, purchase price per unit 20, ordering cost per order 10, annual holding cost 10% of purchase price. Based on the above, calculate the economic order quantity EOQ. You can use the formula given here. You can use the formula 2 into D into CO divided by CH, the entire square root of the answer. Please take your calculator to the calculation and put the answer into the chat. After that, I will discuss. Put the answer into the chat. I will give 2 minutes. I will give 2 minutes. Okay, while doing the question, there's a question or a doubt that I need to clarify. What is ordering cost? What is ordering cost? Now, ordering cost means what? When you are going to place an order, you need to incur some costs. Sometimes when you are going to order, you need to pay some amount to the person who orders. Sometimes you may have to incur some stationary costs. Okay. Sometimes in some organization, when it comes to the corporate world, sometimes when we are ordering, the suppliers may charge a fee. Suppliers may charge a fee. Okay. So those are called ordering costs. Any cost that we incur on behalf of placing an order, that's called ordering cost. Hope you are clear. Okay, now we can do the calculation. I have received the answers, my dears. So we just need to substitute the figures. 2 into D. D means the annual demand, 16,000 units, into CO means cost of ordering. Ordering cost per order, 10. Ordering cost per order. Then divide by cost of holding. CH means cost of holding 1 unit. Okay, cost of holding 1 unit with throughout the entire year. Cost of holding 1 unit throughout the entire year. Okay, so annual holding cost, 10% of purchase price. Here purchase price is 20 rupees into 10%. That means 2 rupees. So 2 into 16,000 into 10 divided by again 2, the entire root cost or the square root. So you get 400 units. 400 units. There will be a question definitely from this. Okay. Yes, this equation is given at the examination. In front of the question, you will be given the equation. May equation එක දෙනවා. මේක දෙනවා. බය වෙන්න එපා. Okay. Fine. What is the denominator value? Here, this one, I guess. CH. CH means what? CH means cost of holding. That means this one. Annual holding cost per unit. What is the cost of holding that we need to incur to hold 1 unit of an item throughout the entire year? එක unit එක මුළු අවුරුද්දක් තියාගන්න අපිට දරන්න වෙන cost එක. That's called CH, cost of holding. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Question number 6. You are required to calculate the reorder level. Lamai. Reorder level. ROL. Reorder level. Very simple. If the organization is utilizing the materials in the fullest capacity, and if we expect the lead time at fullest, what is the level of stock that we need to place an order? අපි order එකක් place කරන්න ඕන level එක, stock level එක තමයි මේ reorder level කියලා කියන්නේ. So if the organization is using the materials maximally, therefore we need to take the maximum usage. And if the organization expects the highest lead time, the maximum lead time, then you can get the level at which an order need to be placed. Fine. So maximum usage you are given 400 units. 400 units into, it's not an addition, add නෙමේ, ඒක multiplication එකක් වෙන්න ඕන here. It need to be a multiplication here. Multiplied maximum lead time. Here you have given lead time from 4 to 8. 4 to 8. That means minimum 4, maximum 8. Minimum 4, maximum 8. Here maximum 8 months. Therefore 400 into 8, 3,200 units. 3,200 units. Lamai, please go through other the stock levels, other inventory levels also. They can be tested. So please go through the other inventory levels as well. Maximum inventory level, minimum inventory level, average level. Okay, also fine. Okay, good, fine. So the answer is 3,200 units. Answer number 2. Let's move on to the next question. If you have any doubt, please ask. Okay. Next one. The following information was extracted from Sandun Limited with reference to job number 4000. Let's see the requirement. The company keeps a 20% profit on cost. So you are required to calculate the price to be charged on job number 4000. You required to calculate the price to be charged. Price to be charged. Lamai. We incur the total cost on this job. Okay. We incur the total cost on this job. When we are doing a job, we are not just doing that job to recover our cost. Cost එක විතරක් recover කරගන්න නෙමෙයි මේක කරන්නේ. Therefore, we are keeping a profit also. We are keeping a profit. So, total cost plus profit will be equal to the price. Total cost plus profit will be equal to the price. Okay. So, we are required to calculate the total cost. Then we need to add profit. Then you can arrive at the price. Now let's do the calculation. I will add a new slide and do the calculation for you. You also can independently do the calculation. Okay. Fine. So first you have direct raw material cost 80,000 kilograms, 40 rupees per kilogram. Fine. Good. So direct material cost. Direct material cost 8,000 kilograms, 8,000 kilograms, 40 rupees. 40 rupees. If we do this calculation in rupees thousands, my dears, so 8 into 40. 8 into 40 here. If I do this in 1000, so you will get 320 in rupees thousands. Okay, in rupees thousands. Then direct labor department 1, 300 hours, 800 per hour. Direct labor cost under that department 1. Okay, 300 hours, 800 per hour. 300 hours, 800 per hour. 800 per hour. So 300 into 800, it is 240. Then department 2. Then department 2, 450 hours, 450 hours, 1200 per hour. 450 hours, 1200 per hour. 1200 per hour. So I will put that as a subtotal here, 240. Now I need to get department 2's total. 450 hours, 1200. 1200. So it is 540. So Lamai, what is the total labor hour? Total labor hour is 540 plus 240. It is 780. It is 780. And then, you know, direct material cost, direct labor cost and other direct expenses all together we identify as prime cost. But when calculating the total cost, Lamai, not only the prime cost, we need to take the production overhead cost as well. When we are calculating the total production cost, specifically the total production cost, we need to add the production overhead also. So for this, I need to add production overhead cost. Production overhead cost. Let's see. Production overhead cost 75% on total direct labor cost. Production cost එක කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? මෙන්න මේ total direct labor cost එකෙන්. ඒ කියන්නේ 780න් 75%. Okay. බලන්න කීයද කියලා. You will get 585. Done. Okay. This is the total production cost. Total production cost. Total production cost. So 585 plus 320 plus 780. It is 1685 the total cost. 1685 the total cost. For this, my dears, I need to add the profit. I need to add the profit. So question say the profit is 20% on cost. Now we know the cost is 1685. So we need to take 20%. 20% out of this. 20% out of this. It's 337. It's 337. So the price is the total. So let's see the price, 1,685 plus 337. It is 2022. 2022. Okay. 2022 in rupees thousands. Okay, me? Rupees thousands වලින් හැදුවලමයි. Rupees thousands වලින් හැදුවේ අපි. අමතක කරන්න එපා. Okay. If you have any doubts, please ask. Okay. Doubts තියන් ඉන්න එපා. අහන්න. Fine. So screenshot එක ගහගන්න බලන්න. අපි ඊළඟට යන්න. මම අයින් වෙන්න. screenshot එක ගහගන්න ඔයාලා. Take a screenshot. Okay, hope time is enough. I hope time is enough. Okay, let's move on to the next question, Lamai. The following information has been extracted from a manufacturing company for a period of 3 months. So you can see budgeted figures and actual figures are given. Budgeted figures and actual figures are given. There you have given the budgeted production overhead cost 1.2 million, actual 1.1 million. The number of machine hours budgeted 25,000, actual 21,500. So there are 4 statements given. There are 4 statements given. Let's see. The production overhead is overabsorbed by 68,000, underabsorbed by 68,000, overabsorbed by 168,000, underabsorbed by 168,000. Then අපිට මේකෙන් හරි එක තෝරන්න කියන්නේ. They are asking to select the most correct answer. So you can see all these 4 answers are on overabsorption or underabsorption. Overabsorption or underabsorption. Let's just clarify what is this overabsorption or underabsorption, and then let's calculate the answer. Okay, fine. So I will explain it here. I will explain it here. Now, Lamai, now you know when we have a budgeted overhead cost, okay, when we have a budgeted overhead cost, we need to absorb the budgeted overhead cost for a cost unit. Okay, what we need to absorb the budgeted overhead cost for the cost unit. Okay, so to do this, we calculate OAR, overhead absorption rate. To do this, we calculate OAR, overhead absorption rate. How to calculate? The budgeted overhead cost divided by budgeted basis. Budgeted basis. Here you have given the machine hours as the basis. In the examination, there can be given machine hours or the labor hours or number of units, whatever. So that's called budgeted basis. So budgeted overhead cost need to be divided by budgeted basis to absorb. Okay. Then you can identify or you can calculate the absorbed overhead cost. Absorbed overhead cost. How to calculate the absorbed overhead cost? So you are going to absorb using this OAR. Therefore, OAR into actual basis. If we took the budgeted basis as budgeted number of machine hours, the actual basis should be the actual number of machine hours. If you select the budgeted basis as budgeted number of labor hours, the actual basis should be actual number of labor hours. Hope you are clear. Okay. So then you can calculate the absorbed overhead cost. Sometimes, my dears, this absorbed overhead cost might be differ from the actual overhead cost that you incur. Make up a budget absorb. So this budget may be differ from the actual. So this budget may be differ from the actual. If the actual is higher than the absorbed, or else on the other side, if the absorbed overhead cost is lower than the actual, we say it is under absorbed. If the absorbed here, if this is absorbed, if this is actual, here absorb කරලා තියෙන එක actual එකට වඩා පහළින් තියෙන. එහෙමනම් අපි කියනවා under absorbed කියලා. මේක මාරුනොත් absorb කරලා තියෙන එක actual එකට වඩා උඩින් නම් අපි කියනවා over absorbed කියලා. Clear? So we need to calculate the over under absorption now. අපි calculate කරමු. ළමයි. මම ගන්නවා අලුත් slide එකක්. ඊට පස්සේ මම මේ slide එක පාට කරනවා. හරිද? අලුත් slide එකක් කරා මම slide එක පාට කරනවා. පාට කරලා මම මේක දානවා මෙන්න මෙහෙම full screen. දාලා අපි ලියන්න යන්න. Okay? අපි බලමු කොහොමද දැන් කරන්න කියලා. Fine. So we need to get the actual overhead cost and we need to compare it with the absorbed overhead cost. So how to calculate the absorbed overhead cost? OAR into actual, here number of machine hours. First of all, let's calculate OAR. හොයමු ළමයි කොහොමද හොයන්නේ? Budgeted overhead cost divided by budgeted number of machine hours. Here, budgeted overhead cost 1.2 million. Budgeted overhead cost 1.2 million divided by the budgeted number of machine hours 25,000. Okay. 1.2 million divided by 25,000. You will get 48 rupees per hour. 48 rupees per hour. Okay. 1.2 million divided by 25. Then I need to multiply it by actual number of machine hours. Actual number of machine hours 21,500. 21,500. So I can get the absorbed. Overhead cost. So 48 into 21,500. It's 1,032,000. Is 1,032,000. This is the absorbed overhead cost. 1,032,000. Okay. Now I need to compare this 1,032,000 of absorbed overhead cost with the actual. Actual how much? 1.1 million. Actual 1.1 million. Now tell me whether the absorbed overhead cost is higher than the actual or lower than the actual. The absorbed overhead cost is higher than the actual or lower than the actual. Tell me. Very good. Absorbed overhead cost is lower than the actual. Lower than the actual. Absorb we have under absorb. Therefore, there is an under absorption. What is the figure? The difference between these two. 1100 minus 1032. It is 68,000. There is an under absorption of 68,000. There is an under absorption of 68,000. 68,000. Therefore, you can see overhead cost is under absorbed by 68,000. Why? Actual is 1.1 million. Then the difference between 1.1 million and 1032, it is 68,000. It is under absorbed. It is under absorbed. Okay. So there's a question. What is OAR? OAR means overhead absorption rate. Overhead absorption rate. For 1 unit, what is the overhead cost that I am going to absorb? For 1 unit, what is the overhead cost that I am going to absorb? That's called OAR. Overhead absorption rate. So, under absorption of 68,000, what is the answer? Let's see what is the answer. Under absorption of 68,000, answer number 2. Answer number 2. Answer number 2. Okay. I hope it's clear, Lamai. Make a screenshot tag again. Okay. There's another question. How to understand it is underabsorbed or overabsorbed? Very good. I will explain it. I will explain it. Tatika sarala karannanko. Fine. Now, selection of or else how to identify whether it is overabsorbed or underabsorbed. Now, Lavai, here we have actual and we have absorbed. So, what we need to do is we need to compare these two. Okay. The first instance, Lavai. First instance. The actual overhead cost is 1000 and it is equal to the absorbed overhead cost. Okay. Actual overhead cost is 1000 and it is equal to the absorbed overhead cost. Therefore, over under absorption is 0. No over or under absorption. Why? Why? Because the absorbed amount is equal to the actual. Adueng wat wedding wat absorb karla nahi api. Okay. Then the second instance, actual is 1000, but we have absorbed only 800. Actual is 1000, but we have absorbed only 800. Therefore, now these are unequal. These two figures are unequal. Therefore, you can see absorbed is lower than the actual. Api absorb karla tiyenne aduwen. Actual ekata wada aduwen. Therefore, there's a difference of 200. We called it as under absorption. Here, when the absorbed overhead is lesser than the actual, we identify it as an under absorption. We identify it as an under absorption. So the third instance, when the actual is 1100, okay, when the actual is 1100, absorbed is 1400. You can see we have absorbed higher than the actual. We have absorbed higher than the actual. How much? 300. So we identify it as overabsorption. Overabsorption. Then clear. When the absorbed overhead is lower than, we identify it as underabsorption. When the absorbed overhead is higher than, then it is identified as overabsorption. Please tell me, are you clear? Fitne? Good. Niyamai. So far so good, I guess. If you have any doubts, please put a chat message. Not last one, one before last. Okay. One before last. Let's see. ABC Limited values its inventory using the FIFO method. The following information was extracted from the records of the company in relation to inventory. You have given the balance purchases, sales and purchases. You are required to calculate the inventory value as at 31st January 2021. Very clear. I will simply explain what is FIFO and how does it happen. Now lamai, assume this is a box. Okay, this is a box. I have put in this order. I have put this ball first. I have put this ball as number 2. I have put this ball as number 3. I have put this ball as number 4. This is the order that I put. Okay. So this is 5 rupees. This is 6 rupees. This is 8 rupees. This is 9 rupees. Assume. Now, in FIFO basis, lamai. In FIFO basis, we say first in, first out. Issallama aapwa, issallama ayin karna. Issallama aapwa, issallama ganna. That means when we take out a ball from this box, okay, we identify the cost of the taken ball. We identify the cost of the taken ball in the order of the cost that we put those balls into the box. So I took this ball. අපි හිතමු මම මෙන්න මේ බෝල එළියට ගන්නවා. ඒක තමයි ඉස්සල්ලාම ගන්නෙ. Even though the taken ball is cost 9 rupees, we say in FIFO basis, since we value it at FIFO basis, first in, first out basis, as this is taken out first, we need to value it at the figure. We need to value it at the cost of the ball that came in first. ඉස්සල්ලාම ආපු එකේ cost එක කීයද? අපි ඉස්සල්ලාම එළියට ගත්ත මේක, ඒ ගත්තේ 9ක් වටින එක. හැබැයි අපි මේක value කරද්දි value කරන්නේ 9 නෙමෙයි. ඉස්සල්ලාම ඇතුළට දාපු. ඉස්සල්ලාම ඇතුළට අපි මේ box එක ඇතුළට දාපු බෝලේ price එක. So අපි ඉස්සල්ලාම බෝල ඇතුළට දැම්මේ 5 ගානේ ගත්ත. Therefore, I am saying the value of this ball or the cost of this ball is 5. Why? We are valuing the firstly taken ball at the price of firstly inputted ball. අපි ඉස්සල්ලාම in කරපු එකේ price එකට තමයි ඉස්සල්ලාම out කරන්නේ. එහෙනම් මම දෙවෙනි එකක් ගන්නවා. දෙවෙනි එක කොහොමද වෙන්නේ? මම දෙවෙනියට ගන්න අපි හිතමුකෝ මේ 8 ගානේ ගත්ත එක කියලා. එහෙනම් මම දෙවෙනියට එළියට ගද්දි හරිනම් කියන්න ඕන 8යි කියලා. But since we are going on FIFO basis, we are saying මම දෙවෙනියට in කරපු එකේ price එක. පළවෙනියට in කරේ 5, ඔන්න මම 5ට value කරා. දෙවෙනියට in කරේ 6, ඔන්න ඒකට value කරා. ඊට පස්සේ ඉතින් එහාට ගන්න ඒවා තුන්වෙනියට ගන්න එක අපි 8ට price කරනවා, හතරවෙනියට ගන්න එක අපි 9ට price කරනවා. Therefore, what we are doing is we are pricing the output, or we are pricing the outs or issues from this warehouse in the order that we inputted it. Okay? එහෙනම් ළමයි ඉස්සල්ලාම ආපුවා ඉස්සල්ලාම දෙනවා නම් අන්තිමට ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ අන්තිමට ආපුවාද කලින් ආපුවාද? If we are issuing the firstly came on first, then tell me what will remain at the end of the month or end of the year. ඉස්සල්ලාම ගත්තවද අන්තිමට ගත්තවද අන්තිමට ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ? Tell me. chat එකට දාන්න බෑ. Very good. Lastly board. අන්තිමට ගත්තව තමයි අන්තිමට ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ. Therefore ළමයි, when calculating this final inventory balance, we can use a shortcut method. I will teach you. අපි shortcut එක හදමු. This is valid only for FIFO basis. හරිද? Now ළමයි බලන්න, in quantity wise we had 200 units. We purchased how much? We purchased 300 and 200 during the month. So altogether we have received 500 quantity. And we have sold 300 quantity or 300 units. Therefore, by the end of the month, what should be the closing inventory quantity? 200 තිබ්බා, 500ක් ගත්තා, 300ක් ගියා කියන්නේ 400ක් තියෙන්න ඕන. Now this is the closing inventory quantity. Now ළමයි, as you said, if we are issuing the firstly inputted price, then the closing balance should consist with the balls or the prices of the balls that we bought at last. Therefore, මේ 400 consist වෙන්නේ අන්තිමටම ගත්තු වගේ. Now you can see the last purchase is made at a price of 49, 200 units. එනම් මේ ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන 400 out of this balance 400, 200 is at 49 rupees. 200 is at 49 rupees. එහෙනම් තව 200යි. Then ඊට කලින් purchase එක කීයද බලන්න. So before this purchase we had purchased 300 units out of 50. එහෙනම් මේ 300න් 200ක් ඉතුරුයි. කීය ගානේ ගත්තු වගේන්ද? 50 ගානේ ගත්තු වගේ. එහෙනම් අන්තිමටම ගත්තු වගේන් තමයි අන්තිමටම ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ. අන්තිමටම ගත්තු වගේන් තමයි අන්තිමටම ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ. So we can calculate the total value. 200 into 50 it's 10,000 rupees. 200 into 49 is 9,800 rupees. So altogether 19,800. 19,800. 19,800. This is the closing value of inventory under FIFO basis. So you can use the same shortcut method at your examination as well. At your examination as well. So theory වෙන්නේ ඉස්සල්ලාම ගත්තු වගේ price එකට ඉස්සල්ලාම දෙනවා නම් අන්තිමට ගත්තු වගේ price එකට තමයි ළමයි අන්තිමට ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ. අන්තිමට ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ. Okay. Done. Fine. Now let's move on to the next one. If you have any doubts, please ask. Last question. The following information was extracted from the records of Max Private Limited for the month of April 2023. Inventory as at 1st April 2023, 170,000. Inventory as at 30th April, that means the closing balance 240,000. Purchases 910,000. Gross profit 40. 40% on sales. Okay, man? 40% on sales. What calculate කරන්න කියන්නේ sales. Now you are asked to calculate the sales for the month. Okay. Now lamai, first of all, let's analyze this gross profit ratio. You are given the gross profit ratio. Now, first of all, tell me how to calculate the gross profit lamai. You know, gross profit is calculated by, here the revenue we have, the sales, or the sales, we have sales minus cost of sales minus cost of sales, you have the gross profit. Okay. Now, as per this thing, as per the given information, if the revenue equals to 100, okay, if the revenue equals to 100, then gross profit is 40%. Here. If the revenue equals to 100, then the gross profit is 40. Now tell me, cost of sales will be how much then? So revenue 100ක් වෙලා GP එක 40ක් වෙන්න නම් cost of sales කීයක් වෙන්න ඕනද? Tell me. Tell me. 60. Very good. 60. Okay, very good. It should be 60. Fine. Then අපිට මේක ඕන වෙනවා ළමයි මේ calculation එක කරන්න. Okay, now let's do this calculation. So you are required to calculate the sales figure. Okay. Sales minus cost of sales equal to the gross profit. Here gross profit. Okay. Gross profit. Now how to calculate the cost of sales lamai? You know, opening inventory, we have 170. Opening inventory plus purchases during the year 910 minus closing inventory 240 minus closing inventory 240. Okay, here opening inventory plus purchases minus 240, that is the cost of sales. You can get the cost of sales figure. Cost of sales figure 170 plus 910 minus 240. So cost of sales figure is total 840. Okay. Now sales minus cost of sales equals to gross profit. Now you are given a hint. You are given a hint to calculate gross profit. And also, even without calculating the gross profit, you can directly calculate sales. How? Now see, when cost of sales equals to 60 here, when cost of sales equals to 60, sales is equal to 100. Cost of sales hatay nang sales CI. Sales CI. Therefore, this 840 equals to 60. Therefore, I am dividing it by 60 and multiplying it by 100. 840 divided by 60 multiplied by 100. So it is 1400. This is the sales figure. Mewa lamai O-level ganithaya. Mewa O-level ganithaya. This is not commerce. This is just the mathematics. Okay? Balan. If the cost of sales equals to 60, then the sales will equals to 100. Why the GP margin is 40? GP is 40. Therefore, 840 equals to 60. Therefore, I am dividing it by 60 to get how much is equal to 1. Then I am multiplying it by 100. Not 6, it's just 100. Okay? 60 bedala 100 වැඩි කරනවා. No. For the last question that you have asked, its answer is no. එහෙම ඉන්නේ නැහැ. Okay, fine. This is how it worked. So lamai, we have come to the end of MCQ questions and the MCQ and the short answer questions. Okay. Now, hope you have a good understanding. Now, please tell me, are you clear? How you feel about the session? How you feel about the session? How you feel about the session? Okay, most are new to me. That means I guess you haven't gone through the syllabus. Okay. Good. I'm getting good comments. I will put my mobile number here, so you can text me if you have any issues relating to the subject, and you can give me a feedback through this number. I have put my number, not 776981475. So you can contact me through that number to clarify your doubts. Okay. And also, if you wish to give me a feedback, you can give me a feedback through the number I have provided, and also there will be a Google form. You can fill it. Okay. Fine. Now, okay. Now let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2. That means this is a company question where you can get how much? 25 marks, my dears. 25 marks. Okay, 25 marks. Fine. The trial balance of Dream Zone Private Limited as at 31st March 2023 is as follows. We are not going to read the trial balance. Okay, we will just see what's the requirement. You are required to prepare the following of Dream Zone Private Limited for the use of management. Statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the year ended 31st March 2023 and the statement of financial position as at 31st March 2023. Now, Ulamai, you are required to calculate the statement of comprehensive income and the statement of financial position. We both, okay, you and me both together need to do the calculation. Therefore, I will give you 2 minutes. Okay, I will give you 2 minutes. Draw the formats, my dears. මේ formats ටික හදාගන්න ඔයාලා. එකක statement of comprehensive income එක තියෙන්න ඕන. අනිත් පැත්තේ තියෙන්න ඕන මොකද්ද? Statement of financial position. I will give you 2 minutes. Within that 2 minutes, please draw the formats and put a message as OK. OK කියලා message එකක් දාන්න. ඊට පස්සේ මම පටන් ගන්නම් session එක කරන්න. මොකද මේක ඔයාගාව නැත්තම් format එක ඔයාගාව නැත්තම් ඔයාලට ගාන හදන්න බෑ. Therefore, please draw the formats. Okay. You know, I guess you know the format for statement of comprehensive income and statement of financial position. Draw the format, then I will start. Now the 2 minutes going on. Please put a chat message as okay. Okay, fine. Now, hope you have drawn the formats. Lamai, please note, when you are drawing the format, you need to here, on the top of the each financial statement, you need to first write the name. Oh, sorry. You need to first write the name of the organization, and then what is the statement is. What the statement is, then the financial period, So when it comes to the statement of profit or loss or the statement of comprehensive income, it is prepared for a period of time, not for a particular point in time. It's for a period of time. Therefore, for the year ended 31st March 2023. And then when you are preparing the statement of financial position, it is prepared as at Lamai, to show a specific point in time, to show the assets, liabilities and equity in a specific point in time. We prepare the statement of financial position. Therefore, my dears, you need to put it as at. You need to put it as at. Okay, hope it's clear. And this is cost accumulated, depreciation and carrying amount. I guess you know the format because you have done it in your AAT 1 examination as well. Therefore, I'm not going to explain the format, but I will do the calculations and other stuff. Okay, now let's draw the format here. So you know it starts from revenue or else sales. The familiar word for you is sales, no? So sales, then sales less cost of sales, sales less cost of sales. So you can arrive at GP, gross profit. Then you need to add other income if any. Then you need to reduce distribution expenses. I will keep this space for that. Then you need to reduce admin expenses. Then you need to reduce admin expenses. Then you need to reduce other expenses. Other expenses. Then you need to reduce finance expenses. Finance expenses. Then you can get the profit before tax. Then the tax expense. Then the tax expense. Then you can get the profit. Write the correct word, okay? Profit for the year. Write the correct term. Profit for the year. Okay? Profit for the year. Then to this profit for the year, you need to add other comprehensive income, OCI. You need to add other comprehensive income, OCI. And then you can arrive at total comprehensive income, TCI. OCI plus, okay, OCI plus the profit for the year will be equal to TCI, total comprehensive income. Total comprehensive income. Okay. Done. Then when it comes to statement of financial position, on the top we have assets, then non-current assets. Under non-current assets, we have property, plant and equipment, PPE. Then we have current assets. Under that we have inventory. We have inventory. Then let's keep a space here to write the other assets. Then here I am coming to equity. Equity. Under equity we have, so equity and liabilities. So under equity we have stated capital, ordinary shares usually. And then leave 2 to 3 lines for general reserve and other reserves if there are any. Retained earnings there can be there. Okay. And then I have non-current liabilities and I have current liabilities. Under current liabilities I know trade payables. Trade payables. Anivaran trade payables innoamai. Okay. Fine. Fine. So if there are any friends, just ask them to join so you can share the knowledge. We can share the knowledge. Fine. Good. Let's start doing the question, my dears. So let's go ahead with the first adjustment. ඔයාලා ගිහිල්ලා නිකන් කියව ගන්න මේ බලන්න මොනවාද මේකේ තියෙන කියලා stated capital තියෙනවා, retained earnings, opening balances තියෙනවා. අපි ඒවා හිමීට බලමු. ඔක්කොම එකපාර බලන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මේකේ තියෙනවා සෑහෙන දේවල් නේ. Inventory, trade receivable, payable, cash in hand, debentures, sales, cost of sales සෑහෙන තියෙනවා. Okay, fine. Now let's start from the first adjustment. You can see net realizable value of the inventory as at 31st March 2020 was 950. Lamai, as per LKS2, tell me, when there is cost and net realizable value, we need to recognize the inventory under current asset as an asset, whichever is lower of cost or NRV or whichever is higher of cost or NRV. මේ දෙකෙන් higher value එකකටද අපි closing inventory එක recognize කරන්න ඕන, lower value එකටද? Very good. Whichever is lower. Now let's see, the NRV of the inventory is 950, my dears. What is the cost? So since you can see in the question itself, they have calculated the cost of sales. Since the cost of sales is calculated in and given in the trial balance, okay, the closing inventory is now already recorded. Credit cost of sales, debit to closing inventory account. Therefore, you can find out the inventory as at 31st March 2023, 1050 in the trial balance itself. Therefore, I can get the closing inventory balance 1050 here, 1050. Now you can see, though the cost is 1050, we have the net realizable value of 950. So when the net realizable value is lower than the cost, we identify the difference as the inventory write-off expense and other expenses. How much? It is 100. How much? It is 100. Am I correct? 100 dene lama inventory write-off එක. Tell me. Chat එකට දාන්න බලන්න 100 දෙන්නේ. Yes, 100. Good. Hari. එහෙනම් දැන් මොකද කරන්න ඕන? This 100 is the inventory write-off expense. You need to put it under other expenses. 950 need to be recognized as the current assets. අපි කරමු. So under other expenses, here under other expenses, inventory write-off. Inventory write-off 100. 100. Inventory write-off 100. Yes, there's a question. The answer for that question is yes. ඒක තමයි ඔයා කියන එක හරි. So inventory write-off expense is 100. Then under current assets, under inventory, we can put 950. We can put 950. This is the net realizable value, my dears. This is the net realizable value. Yes, we can say net realizable value loss also in the other expenses. When you are writing the description, it's no matter. Just put it as inventory write-off or net realizable loss. No worries. ඒක අවුලක් නැහැ. කොහොම හරි ලියන්නයි ඕන. Okay. Done. Then the next one. Next adjustment. On 1st April 2022, the company issued 50,000 14% debentures at 100 rupees each. The interest is to be paid biannually. That means, Lamai, we need to accrue the interest for entire year and the we need to accrue the interest for the entire year and the interest will be paid biannually. ඒ කියන්නේ අවුරුද්දේ total interest එක මෙයාලා වාරික දෙකකින් ගෙවන්නේ. The total interest for the period will be paid. The first portion of interest, half payment will be paid at 6 months end. Then the other will be paid at next 6 month end. ඊළඟ මාස 6 end එකේ. Therefore, the total interest, total debenture interest will be divided into 2 and paid as 2 installments. Okay, fine. Now on 1st April 2022. So from 1st April 2022 to 31st March 2023, during the entire year, the debentures were there. Therefore, we need to accrue interest for entire year. So let's see the debenture value. Debenture value, 14% debentures, value is 5,000. Value is 5,000. So 5,000 into 14% to the entire year we need to calculate. Okay, to the entire year we need to calculate. So 5,000 into 14%. The interest for the year is 700. This is the interest that we need to record under finance cost. Okay, this is the interest relating to the period. ඒ නිසා මේ 700 තමයි අපි record කරන්න ඕන finance cost එකේ. And just check how much they have paid as debenture interest. මේකෙන් කීයක් debenture interest එක විදියට ගෙවලාද? මේ බලන්න debenture interest paid is 350. I told you the debenture interest will be paid biannually. That means it will be paid in 2 installments. So when we divide this 700 into 2 installments, it will be paid in 350 installments. That means it will be paid in 2 installments. Each they will pay 350. Therefore, out of this lamai මේ බලන්න මේ 700න් 350ක් ගෙවලා balance 350 is accrued. This is payable. මේක accrued. This is payable. එහෙනම් lamai 700 we need to put as the finance cost. Then this 350 we need to put as the payable. Okay, let's do. Enam under finance expenses, debenture interest. Debenture interest it is 700. It is 700. Okay. Then under current liabilities, interest payable. Interest payable 350. Interest payable 350. Okay. Good. Then next one. Third one. Motor vehicle at a cost of 3 million met with an accident on 1st January 2013. Okay. This motor vehicle was purchased on 1st January 2019. Motor vehicle purchase kalla tiyenne 1st January 2019. Okay. And was completely condemned due to the accident. Accident vela meka kudu pattang vela ආයේ හදලවත් ගන්න බැරි ගන්නට කුඩු වෙලා. එහෙම වුණාම අපි දන්නවා වාහනේ කන්ඩෙම් වෙනවා. එම වාහනේ කන්ඩෙම් වුණාම ආයෙත් එහාට පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ සුන්බුන් නගය. නැත්නම් the residual thing will be taken by the insurer. Okay? Fine. The insurance company has agreed to pay 80% of the cost of the motor vehicle. Since there was an accident, the insurance provider has agreed to pay 80% of the total cost of the motor vehicle. එහෙනම් මේ ගෙවන්න agree වෙන ගාණ කීයද ළමයි? The total cost is 3 million, that means in rupees 3000, 80% ඒකට. That means 2400 is being agreed by whom? By the insurance company. 2400ක් insurance company ගෙවන්න agree වෙනවා. ගෙවලාද තාම? ගෙවලා නැහැ. They have only agreed. They haven't paid yet. They haven't paid yet. They have only agreed. Okay? Fine. Then, as the insurance company, no entries made in this regard. Okay, fine. Now, no entries made in this regard means what we need to record. When the motor vehicle met with an accident and when we can't use it, we need to remove it from the books. No? We need to remove it from the books. So, when we are removing a property, plant and equipment item from the book, okay, when we are removing a property, plant and equipment item from the book, what we need to remove? අර මා ගැන මතකයේ ගුලි කර මහවැලියට දමන්න කියනවා වගේ property, plant and equipment item එක සම්බන්ධ තිබ්බ ඔක්කොම ටික ගුලි කරලා මහවැලියට දාන්න ඕන. දාද්දි මොනවද කරන්නේ? We need to remove the cost. We need to remove the accumulated depreciation at the disposal date. We need to record the disposal proceed that we received. අපි මේක විකුණනවා විකුණලා අපේ අතට එන ගාන අපි disposal proceed එක විදිහට recognize කරගන්න ඕන. Okay? Cash or receivable debit, and we need to credit the disposal account. And then finally we need to recognize the disposal gain or loss. Disposal profit or loss. Okay. අපි ඔය එකක්වත් කරලා නැහැ කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. Therefore, here we need to calculate the disposal gain or loss ළමයි. මම මෙතනම කරන්න. බලන්න. I will do the calculation here. So to calculate the disposal gain or loss, my dear, what we need to do? First of all, we need to remove the cost. Alright? Okay? And then we need to remove the accumulated depreciation. So you can get the at disposal date. Here I am taking at disposal date. I am taking at disposal date the sales value. The sales value. Here am I in this question. Since the motor vehicle is condemned, there is no any sales value. This is not a sale. But when the insurer takes the residual parts of the motor vehicle with them, they pay 2.4 million as the compensation. Therefore, here, instead of taking the sales value, because there is no any sale, we can consider 2.4 million as the sales value when calculating the disposal gain or loss. Why? When we give the residual parts of the motor vehicle to the insurer, the insurer will give 2.4 million to us. Okay, therefore I considered the 2.4 million as the disposal proceed. And then I need to get the carrying amount. Carrying amount. How to calculate the carrying amount, my dears? How to calculate? We need to reduce the accumulated depreciation as at disposal date from the cost. Accumulated depreciation එක මම cost එකෙන් අයින් කරාම තමයි මට carrying amount එක එන්නේ. Now ළමයි, the cost is 3 million. And what is the accumulated depreciation figure? Cost is 3 million. Here, cost is 3000. I need to deduct accumulated depreciation. කොහොමද calculate කරන්නේ? Now see, this motor vehicle was purchased on 1st January 2019. And now I need to calculate the depreciation or the accumulated depreciation. So for that, I need to check within how many years this motor vehicle is going to be depreciated. So for that, I need the additional information number 4. Plant and equipment are to be depreciated on the straight line basis at cost and the useful lifetimes are as follows. මේක කියනවා motor vehicle අපි depreciate කරන්නේ හරිද? motor vehicle අපි depreciate කරන්නේ 4 years. 4 years. 4 years. එහෙනම් මේ බලන්න. අරන් තියෙන්නේ 1st January 2019. It meets with an accident on 1st January 2023. එහෙනම් මේ අතර time period එක කීයද? From 1st January 2019 to 1st January 2023, the time gap, it is 4 years. It is 4 years. That means lamai, already this motor vehicle has been used in the business for 4 years. That means what? This has been fully depreciated. Make a fully depreciated. So if the asset is fully depreciated, the cost and the accumulated depreciation will be equal. Therefore, the carrying amount is 0. Carrying amount is 0. Why? 3000 divided by the useful lifetime 4 and the number of years used is also 4. That means it is fully depreciated. Okay? It is fully depreciated. Fine. Now you can see the carrying amount is 0, but we receive 2400. To the motor vehicle worth 0, I get 2400. Therefore, this entire 2400 is the profit from disposal. This entire 2400 is the profit from disposal. Profit from disposal. So I need to remove this 3000 cost, remove this 3000 accumulated depreciation, and I need to record the claim receivable, and finally I need to recognize the disposal profit. Then මම ඔය ඔක්කොම කරන්න යන්නේ. ඔය ඔක්කොම කරන්න යන්නේ. බලමු. Okay? Fine. Since this 2,400,000 is not yet received, මේක කියන්නේ agreed to pay. Insurer agreed to pay. It does not say insurer had paid. ගෙවලා කියලා කියන්නේ agreed to pay. Therefore, this 2.4 million is receivable. එහෙනම් එන්න receivable. මේ current asset වල inventory වලට පල්ලෙහායින් ලියන්න insurance claim receivable. Insurance claim receivable 2.4 million. 2400. Okay? And the disposal gain එක other income, motor vehicle disposal gain, it's also 2400. It's also 2400 disposal gain එක 2400. Okay, fine. Then I need to remove the cost and the accumulated depreciation. Okay, let's do that. එහෙනම් මම මෙතන මේ PPE figures ටික දාගන්න ඕන ළමයි. PPE figures ටික මම ඒක සරින් සරේ screen එක මාරු කරන්න බැරි නිසා paper එකෙන් බලලා මම මේක පාර ලියන්නම්. PPE figures ටික ලියාගමු. Motor vehicle. Sorry. Motor vehicle. Here cost we had 25,000. But out of this 25,000, I need to remove how much? 3,000. 3,000 අපි අයින් කරන්නේ. Therefore, the cost of motor vehicle is 22,000. Then machinery වලට එහෙම මොකුත් තිබුණ නැහැ තාම. machinery වලට මොකුත් තිබුණ නැහැ තාම. It is 22,500. Then office equipment, it is 1,500. It is 1,500. Okay, then I need to put the accumulated depreciation at year end lamai. At year end. Accumulated depreciation at year end. Ena mama ganna work in 1 to the depreciation calculation. Ona mama work in 1 එක දාලා depreciation තමයි calculate කරන්න යන්නේ. Okay. So number 1, motor vehicle depreciation. Motor vehicle depreciation. So I had a cost. I had a cost of 25,000 in the year beginning. හරිද මේ 25,000 තිබ්බා අවුරුද්ද පටන් ගද්දි. මේකෙන් ළමයි 3,000 අපි හැප්පෙනවා 3,000 worth මේ motor vehicle එක හැප්පෙනවා on කවද්ද? on first January 2023. Our financial year is 1st April 2022 to 31st March 2023. So from 1st April 2022 to for the date of accident, we have 9 months. We have 9 months. 9 months. හැප්පෙන දවස වෙනකල් ළමයි මාස 9ක් තියෙනවා. මොකද හැප්පෙන දවස වෙද්දි fully depreciate වෙලා ඉවරයි. ප්‍රශ්නේම කියනවනේ 1/1/2023 වෙද්දි මේක fully depreciate වෙනවා. එහෙනම් මේක මාස 9යි තියෙන්නේ. So balance 22,000. Balance 22,000 will be there for entire 12 months. එහෙනම් අපි කොහොමද depreciate කරන්නේ? මේ 3,000 මම divide කරන්න ඕන 4. ඒකෙන් අපිට අදාළ වෙන්නේ මාස 9යි මේ financial year එකට. මාස 9යි මේ financial year එකට. So 3,000 divided by 4 into 9 divided by 12. So 562.5. 562.5 plus 22,000 entire year එකේම තිබ්බා. So එතන 5,500යි. So altogether the total depreciation is how much? The total depreciation is 6,062.5. 6,062.5. This is the depreciation expense. Now I need to calculate the accumulated depreciation. Accumulated depreciation බලන්න question එකේ තියෙනවා as at 1st April 2022 it is 13,125. මේ තියෙන opening balance එක. So මේකට අපි එකතු කරන්න ඕන 6,062.5. 6,062.5. So I can get the closing accumulated depreciation 19,187.5. 19,187.5. This is the closing accumulated depreciation. This is the closing accumulated depreciation. Okay. Done. Okay. So how I can do the calculation then? This is what here this 3,000 was there only for 9 months. Only for 9 months. Starting from 1st April 2022 till 1st Jan 23 only that 3,000 cost was there. Therefore we can depreciate only for 9 months. ඒකයි මේ 12.9ක් දාලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒකයි 12.9ක් දාලා තියෙන්නේ. Okay? Done. Now I need to record the figure 6,062.5. So under motor vehicle, so under distribution expenses, motor vehicle depreciation 6,062.5, and then here under accumulated depreciation 19,187.5. 19,187.5. So you can get the carrying amount. You can get the carrying amount as 2,812.5. 2,812.5. 2,812.5. Okay. Done. අනිත් ටික ලේසි ළමයි. අනිත් ටික ලේසි. බලන්න. Machinery 8 years. Machinery 8 years. So machinery cost we have 22,500. Mama, admin expenses වලට machine dip. How to calculate? 22,500 divided by 8. 22,500 divided by 8. හරි නේද? ඔව්නේ 22,500 divided by 8. It is 2,812.5. This is the current year depreciation. Current year depreciation. You can see as at the year beginning. As at the year beginning, we have 3,000 accumulated depreciation. So 3,000 plus 2,812.5. It is 5,812.5. So 22,500 less 5,812.5. It is 16,687.5. 16,687.5. The carrying amount. Done. 80 කොහොමද දන්නව 80 කොහොමද හැදුවේ හැකි lazy. ඊළඟට office equipment ඒකත් එන්නේ මෙතෙන්ට office equipment depreciation. Office equipment depreciation. Cost is 1,500. Cost is 1,500. The useful life is 5 years. 1505 බෙදුවාම 300යි 300යි අවුරුද්ද පටන් ගද්දි accumulated depreciation as at 1st April 2022 is also 300. Therefore, altogether accumulated depreciation 600. So the carrying amount 900. You can get the total of carrying amounts of the all three assets. The total of carrying amounts of all three assets is 20,400. මේ වගේ cost column එකේ total එක accumulated එකේ total එකත් ඔයාලා ලියා ගන්න පස්සේ. So I just took the carrying amount of what? Carrying amount of the column of all the three assets. Okay, good, fine. Now let's go for the other adjustment. Adjustment number 5. The following accrued and prepaid expenses are to be accounted as at 31st March 2022. Advertising prepaid. අපි ගෙවපු එකෙන් 8,000ක් ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දට. Let's see advertising paid. How much? Advertising. බලන්න කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. Advertising we have paid 800. Advertising we have paid 800. Out of that, 8 is not relating to period. 8 is not relating to period. That means only 792 is relating to period. Therefore, the expense should be 792. This 8 is prepaid. It is an asset. So here under distribution expenses, advertising 792. Okay, 792. Then under current assets, advertising prepaid. Advertising prepaid 8. A type. Advertising prepaid a type. Advertising prepaid a type. Okay. Well, හදනනේ මාත් එක්ක හොඳයි. Good. Fine. ඊළඟට බලන්න audit fees payable 70. Audit fee payable 70. බලන්න audit fee කීයක් හරි ගෙවලාද කියලා? Audit fee කීයක්වත් ගෙවලාද? නෑනේ. Audit fee කීයක්වත් ගෙවලා නෑ. Fine. Audit fee එක අපි අලුතින්ම recognize කරන්න ඕන. Audit fee payable 70. Let's recognize. Under admin expenses. Audit fee 70. Audit fee 70. Under current liabilities, audit fee payable 70. Audit fee payable 70. Audit fee payable 70. There's a question. How do I get this 19,187.5? This is how. Here. This is the opening balance of accumulated depreciation. So I added the current year depreciation. When I add color thing. Current year depreciation. On no, I got it. Clear? You can take a screenshot of this. No. Here 5,000. Sorry. Here 562.5. Not 5,620. 5,600. Sorry, not 5,000. It's 562.5. 0.5 එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක මේ ලියද්දි පොඩක් මේ වුණේ හිරෙමෙට. හරි. Next one. Number 6. A customer who had a debtor balance of 870 as at 31st March 2023 had become insolvent. Lamai, had become insolvent means what? If a person is or a company is declared to be insolvent, that means that person cannot pay his, or if it's a company, the company's debt. When a person or a company is insolvent, that means that person cannot pay their debt. Naya givanna bad. Okay? So, in such situation, we do not need to keep that debtor balance further. We need to write off. Writing off means it should be write off as irrecoverable debt. Apita ekatu karaganna bari naya, or else bad debt. Okay? And the court confirmed the insolvency on 15th May. Okay, fine. As per case 10, this is an event after reporting period. That means from the reporting date to the date of authorization of the financial statements, no issue. This is within the time. Why? In the last information, they say the board has authorized the financial statements on 31st May 2023. So, this incident has happened on 15th May 2023. Therefore, no issue. Before the date of authorization, the court has issued the order. No worries. We can write it off. And then further decided to provide an allowance of 10% on the balance trade receivables. Okay. Now, let's see how much is the trade receivable balance. Okay. Trade receivable balance 2,870. Making up 870 write off karanna ona. Let's do it. So we had 2,870. Mama dana trade receivable. We had 2,870. Making up 870 write off karna. That means we are cutting it down. Therefore, the balance is 2,000. Balance is 2,000. Trade receivable. Okay. And this 870 is the bad debt, or the writing off of debtors. Bad debt 870. Okay. And then they say for this balance 2,000, we need to provide a 10%. We need to provide a 10% allowance. We need to provide an allowance of 10% on the balance trade receivables. Okay. So, emanam kiya denne? 2000 10% kiyanne lamai the balance trade receivables la allowance එක year end එකේ 2000 වෙන්න ඕන. Balance එක 200 වෙන්න ඕන. 2000 to 10% means 200 වෙන්න ඕන. Just let's go and check whether there are any opening balance. As at the year beginning, is there any balance? Year beginning එකේ මොකුත් තියනවද ළමයි allowance on trade receivables කියලා නෑනේ. මේ වෙනකන් allowance එකක් දාලා නෑ. Hope you are clear. මේ වෙනකන් allowance එකක් දාලා නෑ. ඒ නිසා what we can do, this is the first time that they are recognizing the doubtful debt or the allowance for trade receivables. Therefore, we can debit the expense. We can credit the allowance account. How to show? We need to identify the expense here. Allowance for trade receivables. Allowance for TR, trade receivables, it is 200. So, I am reducing here. From the trade receivables gross carrying amount, I am reducing. Make all of me allowance for trade receivable it is 200. So the net carrying amount is 1,800. So the net carrying amount is 1,800. 2,000 less 200 equals to 1,800. That's how it works. That's how it works. Okay. Fine. Good. Very easy lamai. 1,800 දෙන්න. Okay. තව චුට්ටයි. ඒක කතා කරලාම අපි ඉවර කරමු. I know it's hard to listen. This one. The board of directors decided to transfer an amount of 450 to general reserve from the retained earnings. මේක තාම accounts තියලා නැහැලු. ළමයි. Board has decided to transfer 450 to general reserve from retained earnings. We have a retained earnings figure. Now we are transferring it to the general reserve. එහෙනම් මොකද කරන්න තියෙන්නේ? Retained earnings වලින් අඩු කරලා just we need to add it to the general reserve. Fine. එහෙනම් මේකේ බලන්න එන්න equity එකට. So instead of or else other than stated capital we have a general reserve and the retained earnings. Let's check the opening balances. In opening balances වලට මේ බලන්න. Stated capital එක 10,000, retained earnings 7,834, general reserve 3,200. අපි ඔය ටික දාමු. Stated capital 10,000 ළමයි. Stated capital 10,000. Stated capital 10,000. Retained earnings 7,834. 7,834. Okay. General reserve 3,200. දැන් ඕකට මොකද කරන්න ඕන? බලන්න මොකද අපි කරන්නේ? මේ retained earnings වලින් අඩු කරන්න ඕන 450. ඇයි ඒ? We are transferring, we are removing it from retained earnings and we are adding it to the general reserve. We are adding it to the general reserve. Hope you are clear. Okay. So 3,200 plus 450, it's 3,650. It's 3,650. Now the general reserve figure is. Now the general reserve figure is 3,650. But make sure you do not put the retained earnings balance. Why? මේකට ළමයි අපි add කරන්න ඕන profit for the year. අපි මේකට profit for the year add කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට තමයි closing retained earning එන්නේ. Hope you know that. මම මේව revise කරන්න, okay? So to the retained earnings we need to add the current year profit as well. We need to add the current year profit as well. Okay. Fine. අන්තිම ටික මේකත් හරි හතත් හරි 8 බලන්න last one. The income tax liability for the year of assessment 22-23 was computed as 527. බලන්න මොකද කියන්නේ? The income tax liability for the year of assessment is 527. So the entire year, the income tax liability is 527. That is the computed income tax. So this should be recognized as the income tax expense. It is the income tax for the period. And income tax expense here. Tax expense 527. 527. 527. Okay, done. Then තව එකක් කියනවා බලන්න. This has not been accounted. හරි. අපි තාම account කළා යන්නේ අවුලක් නැහැ. අපි දැන් ඔන්න accounts තිබ්බා. එහෙනම් ඔන්න 527යි මගේ income tax expense එක. They say the company has paid 330 as the income tax installments. මේ 527න් 330ක් ගෙවලලු. බලන්න ඒක ගෙවල accounts තියලා තියෙනවද කියලා? Yes, මේ income tax expenses paid තියෙනවා 330. එහෙනම් මොකද්ද මේකේ තේරුම? මේ 527න් 330ක් දැනටමත් ගෙවලා how much is the payable then? කීයද අපි payable? Only 197. So only 197 is payable. Only 197 is payable. So I can put under current liabilities tax payable. Tax payable 197. 197. 197. Okay. There's a question. Don't we keep these general reserve and retained earnings under the heading of reserves? No worries. එහෙම තියන්න පුළුවන්. අවුලක් නැහැ. Equity කිව්වහම when I have put just equity. Equity means stated capital plus reserves. එහෙනම් ආයෙ වෙන් කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Stated capital plus reserves තමයි equity කියලා කියන්නේ. Clear නේ? වෙන් කරත් අවුලක් නැහැ. වෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි practice එකෙත් වෙන් කරනවා. එහෙම ප්‍රශ්න නැහැ ළමයි. Done. All the adjustments are done, lamai. Now let's go for the other information in the trial balance. Stated capital considered, retained earnings considered, general reserve considered, trade receivable considered. Trade payables 1873. 1873. 1873. Then cash in hand. Cash. Here. Cash අපි දාන්න ඕන 1057. Cash 1057. Then 14% debentures under non-current liabilities. ළමයි අපි interest cal කරාට මේක දැම්මේ නැහැනේ. 14% debentures under non-current liabilities. It's 5,000. 5,000. Then sales 31,520. Sales 31,520. Then cost of sales you are given 15,391. 15,391. Then salaries and wages under admin expenses. Salaries, how much? 1,800. Salaries 1,800. Then electricity 400. Electricity 400. Office rent 600. Rent 600. Then telephone TP telephone 900. 900. Then office maintenance 250. Office maintenance 250. Then advertising we considered. Sales commission. Here sales, since it is a sales commission, we need to put it under distribution expenses. Sales commission 1,025. Sales commission 1,025. Then debenture interest paid considered. Debenture interest paid considered. Then other finance expenses. Other finance expenses 29. Okay, then income tax expense paid, all considered. Hari. ඔක්කොම අපි consider කරා. බලන්න ටක් ගාලා මේක tally කරලා උත්තර ටික කියන් යන්න මට. chat එකට දාන්න කීයද tally වෙන්නේ කියලා. I am doing the calculation. 31,520 less 15,391. Gross profit 16,129. We need to add 2,400 other income to that. It is 18,529. Then we need to deduct the total distribution expenses. Let's take the total. 8,949.5. මට ආවේ එහෙම ඔයාලා හදලා බලන්න. Then advertising 2,812.5 plus yeah 7,135.5. Then other expenses only 100. Finance expenses 729. 729. So I can get the gross profit now. I can get the gross profit now. 18,529 less the total expenses. So I can get the gross profit 1,615 less 527. So I can get the profit for the year. Profit for the year 1088. No other comprehensive income. So total comprehensive income is also 1088. What is allowance for trade receivable? It is the bad debt allowance or else the doubtful debt allowance. The doubtful debt. Okay, fine. Now the profit for the year I have got 1088. May 1088 retained earnings letter. Why we are retaining that? We are retaining that. So this 1088 need to be added to the retained earnings. අපි tally කරලා බලමු tally වෙනවද කියලා. 7834 less 450 plus 1088. So I got 8472 as the equity or else retained earnings. So the total equity is 22,122. Then I can get, let's see, the total current liabilities 2,490 plus 5,000 plus 22,122. 29,612 total equity and liabilities. Total equity and liabilities, I got 29,612. I got 29,612. Now let's take the total assets also. Tally වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න එපා. Tally වෙලා නැත්තම් මොකක් හරි arithmetical අවුලක් තියෙයි අපේ. 1057. So it seems that somewhere we have missed something. මට පේනවා මේක tally වෙන්නේ නැති ගතියක්. Okay, anyway, no problem. ඔයාලා පස්සේ බලන්න tally කරගන්න. මේකේ arithmetical issues තියෙන්න පුළුවන් calculation එකේ. මම දැන් මෙතන sum එක ගද්දි. Anyway, I feel like the balance sheet is not getting tallied. Okay. 2,400 plus 950 plus 8 plus 1,800 plus 1,057. So here 6,215 plus 20,400. So I get 26,615. There's a difference of 3,000 odd difference. How such difference can occur? Sometimes there can be issues in calculating the profit, my dears. Here, මෙතන මම expenses මොකක් හරි වරද්දලා දාලා ඇති. ඒ කියන්නේ sum එක ගද්දි ඒක check කරන්න එහෙම තමයි වැරදුනොත් බලන්න ඔයාලා tally වෙනව නම් මට දාන්න tally වෙන්න ඕන අනිවාර්යෙන්. Sometimes there can be an error in calculating the totals, in getting the totals. It's possible, Lama. It's possible. Okay. Fine. See, I have received the profit before tax of 1,615. I'm not sure the arithmetical accuracy. You can check the arithmetical accuracy at your own. Okay. Anyway, the workings are okay. The method that we did is correct. So no worries of that. No worries of that. You can redo the working and check whether the arithmetical accuracy is accurate or not. Okay. Okay, you can do the calculation at your own end. Find where we have gone wrong in calculating this one. Okay. Does anyone got the answer? Tell you another card, Hari. Tell you නැත්තම් හදලා බලන්න. Other comprehensive income is 0. There were no any revaluation impacts. No. At your level, the only other comprehensive income is revaluation, the change in revaluation reserve. So there were no changes to the revaluation or no any information about revaluation. No, the disposals of property, plant and equipment items need not to be recorded under other comprehensive income. Only the revaluation. So revaluation gains or losses will be recognized in the, actually the gain, losses may be differ when, it depends on it's a first time revaluation or second time revaluation. Normally the revaluation gains are recognized in the other comprehensive income line. The disposal gain or loss will be recorded in the profit or loss. If it is a disposal gain, then it will be a other income. If it is a disposal loss, then it will be another expense. Okay, ඒක එහෙමයි යන්නේ. ඒක අප other comprehensive income දාන්නේ නැහැ. We do not put it under other comprehensive income. Okay, my dears, the time is up. So we have no, there is no drawings. Why? In a company, how can be there are drawings? Drawings තියෙන්නේ partnerships වලයි sole proprietorship වලයි විතරයි. මේ වගේ තියෙන dividends drawings නෑ ළමයි. Drawings නෑ. Okay, so I guess the time is up. So you can give us a feedback. Please redo this, redo the question and check where we gone wrong. Okay, the adjustment that we did was completely accurate. I have no doubt on that. But there can be some arithmetical errors since I was doing the calculation through using the phone and the calculator. There can be some arithmetical errors. However, you can redo the question and check. Okay. Now we have come to the end of the session. So we have discussed 10 MCQ questions. I'm pretty sure there can be 5 questions out of that 10. And now we discuss the company question with several adjustments. Please go through that. Please go through that. And then you can score. You can score at your examination easily. So we are moving to the last part. So something to smile here. Any questions? I hope not. Any questions? I hope not. And thank you, Lamai. All the best for your exam. All the best for your exam. I'm so happy and I'm so glad to teach you for this time. So I guess you got something, at least 1 to 2 marks from this session. Okay, I believe I did what I can do. Okay, so all the best for your exams and do your exam well. You can get a prize, Lama. You can be a prize winner too. So work hard within these 2 to 3 weeks so you can reach to the top as a good practitioner and as a good AAT student. So thank you very much for joining with us. Stay tuned with JMC vLearning so you can learn whatever you need in your professional education career with us. Thank you very much. So good night, Lamai. I hope there are no any questions also. Okay. So good night, Lamai.